The Tale of Speedy the Snail. Once upon a time, in the dewy meadows of Meadowvale, there lived a small, determined snail named Speedy. Despite his name, Speedy was no faster than any other snail. He spent his days sliding gracefully along leaves, enjoying the cool shade and the soothing hum of nature. Yet, in his heart, Speedy carried a dream that was as big as the vast sky above him. He wanted to win the annual Meadowvale Speed Race. Now, the Meadowvale Speed Race was a grand event. Animals from all corners of the meadow gathered to watch, cheer, and celebrate the fastest racers: the rabbits, the foxes, and even the occasional squirrel. But a snail? No snail had ever dared to enter the race. Speedy, his best friend Shelley said one day, "Snails aren't built for speed. Why don't you join the leaf decorating contest instead? You're so good at art." Speedy's parents also chimed in, their voices warm but firm. "Son, we love your enthusiasm, but you must understand, snails are slow. That's just how it is." Even the wise old tortoise, who had seen more races than anyone in Meadowvale, shook his head. "Little snail, your determination is admirable, but you'll only set yourself up for disappointment." But Speedy didn't listen. Deep inside, he believed he could do it. He'd seen rabbits stumble, foxes lose focus, and squirrels forget their way. Maybe, he thought, the race isn't just about being the fastest. Maybe it's about who keeps going. So, Speedy began to train. Every morning, while the dew still clung to the grass, he would slide as quickly as he could from one end of a leaf to the other. At noon, when the sun warmed the earth, he practiced navigating through tiny obstacles, weaving between twigs and leaping over pebbles, well, as much as a snail could leap. Days turned into weeks, and Speedy felt stronger and more confident. Still, his friends laughed and his family worried. But Speedy wasn't racing for them. He was racing for himself. The big day. Finally, the day of the Meadowvale Speed Race arrived. The meadow buzzed with excitement as animals of all shapes and sizes gathered at the starting line. When Speedy slithered up to join the racers, there was a ripple of laughter. "What's a snail doing here?" chuckled a sleek rabbit. "Careful, you might get stepped on," teased a mischievous squirrel. Speedy didn't let their words bother him. He took his place at the starting line, his tiny heart pounding with anticipation. "Racers, on your marks," boomed the announcer, a burly bear with a booming voice. "Get set, go." And they were off. The rabbits bounded ahead, the foxes darted through the field, and the squirrels scurried with lightning speed. Speedy, as expected, was last. But he wasn't discouraged. He slid forward, one determined inch at a time. The racecourse was long and winding, filled with tricky turns, muddy patches, and obstacles. The rabbits, so focused on their speed, didn't notice a sharp bend and tumbled into a bush. The foxes, distracted by their own cleverness, got stuck in the mud. The squirrels, quick but careless, veered off course entirely. But Speedy? Speedy kept going. He moved steadily, avoiding the pitfalls with patience and precision. As the day wore on, many animals dropped out, too tired or too frustrated to continue. But Speedy pushed forward, his dream lighting a fire in his little snail heart. As the sun began to set, the finish line came into view. To Speedy's amazement, he wasn't alone. One other racer remained, a young rabbit named Thumper, who had also struggled but refused to give up. Thumper glanced back and saw Speedy. Instead of mocking him, she smiled. "Come on, Speedy, let's finish this together." Side by side, they crossed the finish line. The crowd, stunned into silence, erupted into cheers. Speedy hadn't won the race, but he had won something greater: respect, admiration, and the knowledge that he could achieve anything he set his mind to. From that day forward, Speedy became a legend in Meadowvale. He proved that no dream is too big and no goal is out of reach if you have the courage to keep trying. And though some still called him slow, Speedy knew the truth. Success isn't about how fast you go, it's about never stopping, no matter what others say. So, the next time someone tells you that you can't achieve your dreams, just think of Speedy the snail. And remember, attaining your goals is a mindset. Keep trying, keep pushing, and never, ever give up. And with that, dear listener, the tale of Speedy the snail comes to a close. But your own story, that's just beginning. The end.